Pessimism can be a national pastime in Portugal, but there is a distinct feeling of positivity among the country's football fans as a summer of reckoning approaches. It is not difficult to see why. Key players, take the Manchester City trio of Ruben Dias, João Cancelo and Bernardo Silva, have come into a rich vein of form. The coach, Fernando Santos, is popular and wily. The squad is packed with experience, and gifted youngsters are coming through to freshen it up. Throw Cristiano Ronaldo's undying thirst for goals into the mix, and you have a pretty compelling recipe. None of which is to suggest that anyone is getting carried away. The draw tempered expectations significantly. Portugal will likely have to oust France or Germany to guarantee a spot in the round of 16, and memories of an underwhelming campaign at the 2018 World Cup still linger. Then there is the unquantifiable psychological burden that comes from being viewed as serious contenders rather than dark horses. This summer's European Championship represents virgin ground for Portugal, of course. It is the first time in history that they arrive at a tournament as champions. Santos, whose perma-hangdog expression acts as a natural cure for delirium, seems to recognize that there is a delicate balance to be struck here. Over the last year, he has adopted a mantra that expresses both conviction and caution. Portugal are candidates, he likes to say, but not favorites. Portugal's squad is, to employ a technical term, a joke. It is where quality and quantity go to enjoy each other's company. The temptation is to simply list 25 or 26 players and let the names speak for themselves, but it is worth zooming in on a couple of key areas. The first is the defense, where Dias's emergence as one of Europe's most complete centre-backs has been a huge boost. There was a concern, not so long ago, about who would take over once old stalwarts, such as Jose Font and Pepe had moved on, but Dias has solved the conundrum, from a leadership as well as defensive aspect. As it happens, Pepe and Font are still knocking about, age 38 and 37. This looks slightly puzzling at first glance, but both are enjoying Indian summers at club level. Pepe has shown for Porto in the Champions League, and Font's captaincy has helped Lille mount an unexpected League One title bid. Only one will start this summer, but their vast experience should be viewed as a plus, even if Pepe will miss this month's round of international fixtures due to injury. Either side of the centre-backs will be two of the most versatile full-backs in Europe. Cancelo and Borussia Dortmund's Rafael Guerreiro. The latter has begun to rediscover his best form for his country after a noticeable dip, and there is a real buzz around Cancelo. He will not have quite the same license to drift infield for Portugal as he does for Manchester City, but there will be plenty of opportunities to get forward and influence things in the final third. Ronaldo will be the focal point up front, but the supporting cast is arguably even more exciting. Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes and João Felix are expected to start in creative roles, but Santos can also turn to the pace and directness of Premier League stars Diogo Jota and Pedro Neto. On paper, it is hard to think of a more thrilling array of attackers in world football. A slight concern will be that Santos has yet to land on a precise combination that brings the best from all of them. Bernardo tends to play on the right, but some feel he should be more central. Fernandes has yet to reproduce his sparkling club form for his country consistently. Felix is a genius, but he operates in similar zones. When all three play together, it can be a bit too intricate, even a little cramped. As a result, Portugal rarely thrill to the degree that might be hoped. From the outside, this can look like a failure of management. Santos, perhaps because he has never coached outside of Portugal and Greece, has never had the biggest international fan club. It should be noted, however, that he still enjoys widespread support in Portugal. You do not guide your nation to 2 tournament wins without earning a little leeway. Some feel that Portugal should play better football, given the players we have, says Dav Novo, a journalist for the newspaper Record. They would like us to win every match 4-0 or 5-0. But that doesn't happen in football, it's not that easy. Santos has delivered results and has a lot of credit in the bank. He did what no coach had done before, even with the great generations of the past. It's a long-term project and people are thankful to him. Santos does, though, have a few questions to answer. Could Neto provide variety and penetration on the left flank? Would Ronaldo prefer playing next to a runner like Jota, who could open up space? Or even alongside the recalled Andre Silva, a more conventional striker? Or might Portugal be even more dangerous if whispered this one, Ronaldo wasn't the equation at all? This final suggestion is sacrilege, but it cannot have escaped anyone's attention that the side's best performance of the last year came at home to Sweden when Ronaldo was recovering from COVID-19. Coincidence? Perhaps, but the lineup, Felix leading the line, supported by the pace of Jota and the craft of Bernardo, provided a glimpse of what a plan C might look like if Santos wants to get funky. On the face of it, the World Cup qualifying games against Azerbaijan and Luxembourg look like good opportunities for testing out variations over the next 7 days. Santos, though, is no tinkerer. This is not a time for experimentation, he said when he named his squad last week. Besides, Ronaldo will presumably be in no mood to sit on the bench, with Ali D's international men's goal record in his sights. He is only 7 goals behind the Iranian's historic tally of 109. The squad does include a couple of new faces, both of whom have impressed with Sporting Lisbon this season. One is Nuno Mendes, a flying 18-year-old left-wing back who will inevitably be linked with a host of top clubs in the next transfer window. The other, defensive midfielder João Palhinha, has been called up ostensibly as a replacement for the out-of-sorts William Carvalho. There are plenty of players in the squad who could partner Danilo Pereira in the engine room: Ruben Neves, João Moutinho, Sergio Oliveira, Renato Sanchez, but Palhinha, a late bloomer at 25, may provide more robust protection to the back four in tougher matches. 2 of those trickier assignments, against Germany and France, loom large on the horizon. Before then, Santos will hope to iron out a couple of the remaining wrinkles and build momentum. One silver lining to the draw is that Portugal get to play Hungary first, which at least gives them clarity. That game, on June 15th, is a must-win and what everything must build towards. It will not be easy to get out of the group, that much is clear. But Portugal do not just have raw talent in their favor. They are also reassuringly battle-hardened when it comes to tournament football, and that muscle memory can count for a lot. 12 weeks out, there is plenty for the holders to look forward to.